Welcome back, guys, and looks like it's gonna be finally time to get into another game. Everything is fine and fixed up. We should be good to go coming into our upcoming matchup, and it's gonna be Shenanigans versus Bart this time. Still gonna be playing some round number 3 action here and now. So Shenanigans we featured quite a while already. Bart be playing the Protoss as well, and in the meantime we have a first finalist, G-Boy, making it all the way to the finals actually, as we are gonna go into semi-final 2 after the fact. Seems like Tag Once and G-Boy both playing their match already, so we will go with this flow and continue on with the rest of the bracket all throughout. So guys, we will get 3 matches pretty much back to back to back. It's gonna be a long haul slog here into our upcoming game, and it's gonna be time to get into the action. But first things first, let's look at the maps. Into the first map, we are gonna get Simulacrum second on the list. It's gonna be Golden Wall LE, and finally Eternal Empire for our 3 map affair. Best of 3 right here, right now. Time to get into the action yet again. It's gonna be a fun one in this upcoming game, and I can't wait to have this matchup yet again. So another TVP, pretty much a lot of T's, a lot of VP, a lot of P's, and if Bart takes this, we are gonna get our first PvP on the cast, which is pretty much the weirdest matchup of all. But at the moment, we are looking to load on into the game. Simulacrum gonna be map number 1, and Protoss and Terran facing off yet again. It has been civil warfare, it has been skirmishes all throughout, but finally it's time we go into our first bout. So welcome, guys, this is still round number 3, and here we go into this match. Choosing first on the bottom right is the purple Terran, that is Shenanigans, and his opponents on the blue Protoss, it's gonna be Bart instead. XtinC. So let's get into this one. Simulacrum yet again. Are we gonna see something cheeky, or what kind of strategies should we expect on a map like this?
Simulacrum, one of most probably macro-oriented maps, since it's very big. But as you can see, the pros here going for the lower wall in. That's interesting. Check the Protoss.
So Protoss gonna be going for the natural wall on in, so he does want to go for an early expansion, but with a natural wall in like this, you do put your pylon in a precarious spot against those range units. In the meantime, barracks right here, right now, moving over to the right-hand side, looking to make sure that any of these scouting workers will get shut down at any point in time. Bart moving around with the probe as well. This is command center, trying to build as much as possible into this one. And on the opposite end, Assimilator are going to be set on up. Pretty much a pretty normal opening for both of our players.
And we might start Cybercore pretty much soon. And looks like it's gonna be fast expand here for the Terran.
Yeah, gateway gonna be there as well. Double simulators right here, right now, and the orbital command gonna be pretty much named the game here for Shenanigans. On the flip side, though, Cybercore set on up here by Bart. Gonna be making he really is playing this to a very familiar degree for any Protoss player, but is this the right call? You're not playing against Zerg, you're playing against Terran, who can really punish wall-ins like this, especially on the low ground. Siege tanks can be so effective at shutting things down. Even Marines just walk on over, toss a few bullets at the pylon, and well, might be a little difficult here for Bart to defend, but I digress. He is going to go for a natural right here, right now. Goes for that second base by the 2-minute mark. But on the opposite end, Shenanigans looking pretty good in terms of his build order.
Yep, and with the factory on its way, I think we might be seeing some Hellion run by, perhaps, and a reactor.
But it seems like damage being done already by Shenanigans. He's gonna be stuck on the side, and the Reaper trying to get on away will decide to leap on now. It's get in position yet again to do some harassment onto the second base. But you can really say that Bart is a player who has learned from his mistakes, as he does put 2 pylons instead of just 1 in the front, really playing it as safe as possible. In instances like this, doesn't want to lose power if one of those buildings goes down already. Stalker, Chrono boosted that as well, to make sure that he can deal with the upcoming Reaper harassment. But on the opposite end, seems like our 1v1 set up here by Shenanigans already trying to build on over, build on up, and get as much things done.
Yep, and star part on its way, so never mind, scratch that Hellion. Are we gonna see a Medevacra? No.
Yeah, so Marines are into play reactor tech, double pumping those out, and we have seen Shenanigans really play this bio-focused approach, and it has really been the standard of choice actually in the Gold to Diamond bracket.
Proxy pylon here by the Protoss.
Bart's gonna put up that proxy pylon on north-hand side, just gonna be a good place to actually reinforce and send in the pressure. Gateway gonna be there as well to make sure that those warp cycles are not gonna get slowed down whatsoever. And here comes the free shots. Shenanigans not paying attention. Bart's gonna be bringing things forward. Here comes the SCVs now going for the assault. The Marines in behind to get the DPS on, but 2 kills taken already. Bart keeping on with the shots as much as possible. SCVs trying to tank things up. Oh, we have Game Heart on this time, finally. But Bart's keeping on with the pressure again. Stalkers really retreating, and it seems like this initial assault from the Protoss gonna get fended off by a very weak defense.
So 4 SCV skill total there with a Reaper here. Gonna get a few more probes, what the hell.
Yeah, the Reaper, sneaky peeky, getting on the inside. He noticed that those Stalkers actually going on over to the offensive, and this time, Shenanigans playing it smart, using those empty mineral patches, using those spots where there are no minerals are at, to form a funnel basically and mitigate the DPS, mitigate the surround. But Shenanigans right now sending in the Liberator yet again. Here comes the Zone of Liberation, gets the hit onto one probe, but a good pull from Bart, gonna save the day.
The prize here is on point with the defense. So far so good. Seeing this Liberator. Could have gotten a lot of kills there.
Yeah, this Shenanigans is gonna let it die into this one. In the meantime, here comes another Stalker, and it seems like in terms of our units, nice stance, Bart. He's doing something. He's doing a little tango, a little shuffle with those pro. But anyway, Stalker now gonna be on the outside. Here comes the Warp Gate, a little late, honestly, by the 5-minute mark in this instance, but Bart now gonna be sending in a few more Stalkers. I don't think this is really smart though. Only single Stalkers in this approach, but never mind. Finally, reinforcements do come. Trying to go for a tango, trying to go for a dance. SCV going down yet again. Shenanigans really letting things in the front die so easily.
But with the tank, I think he's gonna be held up.
And the tank is like the big brother. He's the enforcer, making sure everyone is gonna be okay. At this point in time though, Bart gonna go for a third base, but on the flip end, Shenanigans going for another drop play. Yes.
Looks like Widow Mines. Widow Mines. Does he see it? No, never mind. Probes are dead.
That is gonna be probes locked on into the middle, crisscross, getting 5 of them pretty much instantaneously. In the meantime, here comes the Stalkers marching on forward.
Third base is up for the Protoss, getting for the third base. Meanwhile, the Terran, no third CC yet. So, is he gonna go for that deadly 1-1 push again?
Bart, don't forget that these probes need to work. Bart, they're making money. They're making money here for you. You need to make them work. You don't give them bathroom breaks so they don't shit on your time. This is the probes working as hard as possible on 3 bases coming through. But you really see that Bart is sacrificing a lot, honestly, to be on 3 base. It took him so long to get the Warp Gate. It took him so long to get Robo Facility. And unfortunately, Shenanigans unable to really do much about it. It worked out in the end for Bart. He is in the lead right now in that worker counts. And Shenanigans having a bigger army, but he's just staying back looking to defend.
Yep.
As I say that, don't win
for that 1-1. He's just waiting for the 1-1 timing.
Yeah, again, all about that 1-1 timing here for the Terran. And with a few with the mine hits, that does force Bart to really focus on getting more and more of those probes. Instead, Concussive Shell is going to be almost finished here, and now the Marauder is going to have a little bit more in the back, a little more oomph into this upcoming attack, because he is on 1, 2, 3, 4 racks, a huge funnel of infantry coming our way. Scan right now to make sure there's no observers, there's nothing in the way, and this is going to be the march of the Purple Army. They're going to be looking to make it to the other side. Simulacrum, a pretty wide map in the middle, but if they can get to the high ground, opportunity here for Shenanigans to just turn everything around and take this one by storm.
Only 1 tank on this push, so it's not that strong compared to the previous pushes he done with tanks. but still very strong with the 1-1 bio without upgrades yet for the Protoss. This can be very deadly. And
Yes.
here comes the push.
Stalker's now gonna get caught. Concussive shells are really punishing them. No blink whatsoever. And now Bart
Yeah.
will get caught with his pants down. He doesn't have an army in behind this. He was way too greedy with what he's trying to do. And now here comes the punish. The timing actually working on that here for Shenanigans. The +1/+1 is the gun that starts out any kind of race. And this turret base getting torn apart pretty easily.
Yeah, this third base is dead. Goodbye,
That's
folks.
good. They're run. They're gonna run. Run, chickens. Run away. And
But
hey,
how can he deal with this army? It's so strong.
there is no real way right now. 72 army to 25. Way too much here and now for Shenanigans. Bart doesn't have anything to deal with this. He's gonna go for Stalkers yet again. But with those Marauders having Concussive Shell, it's just such a good way to shut them down. Maybe the Colossus can't be a saving grace. He did get a Robo Bay in behind all of this. But Shenanigans has to be wary. Has to be able to get these frags. He's getting good kills already. So it's Stalkers, and the Colossus is at the draft, gonna be looking so War of the World's gonna be here and now, but the Colossus just marched into its own demise, and this has to be GG. Shenanigans will take the first map in this match.
That Colossus, that missed micro by the Colossus there. So, it's so close.
It was a little too dicey still. I feel like even with the Colossus, it wouldn't be enough. He lost too much
Yeah.
already early on into the fights. And again,
It's just a too greedy
dude,
build
the
for him.
+1/+1 is the gun. That is the catchphrase of the day, guys. Repeat after me. The +1/+1 is the gun. Because the infantry decide, hey, we can actually go for it. We can actually go all in into this one and decide to take the victory, to say the least. So very well done. Our second map of the day, if I remember correctly, it's gonna be Golden Wall. Let me actually try to make the lobby myself. Yeah, real quick. Oh, okay, that works too. Okay, that works too. But just keep playing Game Heart. Game Heart, very good. I love Game Hearts. It is basically the best add-on in the game. Not gonna lie.
Yep.
It really is so helpful for not only the casters but also for a viewing experience. But there you go, guys. That was the first game taken by Shenanigans. Now we move into Golden Wall. I'm happy to report that we can actually look at Golden Wall properly this time instead of the Picasso painting. That was just like,
That's not a Picasso, that's an abstract.
that's an abstract. Wow, even putting the omelettes on the C. Well, fancy man, this Mr. Kent is Mr. XtinC. Fancy man, bad computer. We have confirmed, guys. We have confirmed today. That's apparently, dude,
I
guys.
am actually accepting computer for
Okay,
donation.
okay, listen. There's no excuse now, guys. If Mr. XtinC can make it to Masters with a computer like that, there is no excuse for you to not grind anymore. That is the key here. We have seen how he can play at home like that. Well, that's
Very low precision.
that's a spicy affair. But anyway, we are gonna get into game number 2. We do want to talk about Golden Wall a bit more. Earlier on, we were able to see a few facets of it, especially the rich mineral field as well as the harassment in behind. But what else can we do about Golden Wall, Mr. XtinC? What are really other factors in the game? I want to actually talk about the north side of the wall. What is there to offer on the more standard end of this map as we move into game number 2?
Mostly on Golden Wall, the north side of this north spot of the map doesn't really get too much attention. That's why there's so many blind spots in this map. But mostly the action is on the gold base because people try to get the gold base as much as possible, quickly as possible because of the income that it gives.
I just want to
That's
say,
why.
yeah, go ahead,
that's why-
finish up.
That's why Terran pushes here. The 3-base all-in push of Terran is so deadly here. They just swarm up Marines.
Yeah, it's the Richmond field is such a good way. I think you can also do a mix style even with the Richmond field. It's gonna be very helpful to get more and more of those Hellions if need be. But let's get into Golden Wall. First things first, introducing our players here on the western side of Golden Wall. It is gonna be Shenanigans. And on the opposite end, on the far side of the moon, it's gonna be the eastern side taken by the blue Protoss Barts. So, on to Golden Wall we go. We were able to catch a glimpse of it, a blob of it earlier on, thanks to Mr. XtinC and his saving grace, but also not so graceful. It was like a saving.
It's a backup.
No, it's not even backup. It's like
No choice.
no. Listen, so you have a team, and you have your main roster, you have your bench,
Huh?
and you have
Yeah.
Water Boy. That was us calling the Water Boy to play. That was
Yeah.
basically it. That was basically it, guys. So thank you for bearing with us. I have no idea. Again, if someone can help me out, figure that out, just in case it ever happens again, I can do it a lot quicker because I have never had that problem before, and I did load all these maps before a tournament started. So, you know, great game. I love StarCraft 2. But Shenanigans and the Probe of Bart gonna be going for a clash. In the meantime, oh, it's gonna be a proxy barracks with a bunker to boot. How will this work in this
And
map?
it's a tech collapse, so it most probably gonna be a Marauder Rush again. For Shenanigans.
Yeah, shoutouts to Tag Once. Thank you for enjoying. We'll see though. We'll see how things go. We'll still be looking into the master side as well as potential budget plans. So just keep an eye out on that. At the very same time, hopefully people can actually get into following the directions a little better. So, you know, growing pains for each and every one of us and the community on the production side and for everyone involved. But by this point in time, Shenanigans is gonna go for that concussive shell. Very, very useful again with these marauders. And what is up with all this infantry pushes here from our gold to diamond brackets? Why are we seeing more mech in a style like this, Mr. XtinC?
What do you mean?
Like, why are we seeing more bio? Why are we seeing so much bio, either cheese or timing attacks? It's been such a bio focus.
Because bio is more can deal a great damage early on. Like it's one of the most. It has a very deadly attack, especially when you haven't scouted it or you're not prepared for it. It can really snowball real quick. Not to mention the drops. The drop place is what's best here for bio.
Anyway, Bart now gonna be looking for a few ways to keep these pylons up. He does build some shield batteries in behind, as well as the fact that he can keep these stars alive as well. And this is really Bart microing his macro. Basically, he's trying to make sure his structures in the front stay alive. But it's such a good read from Shenanigans. He realized that Bart really likes putting walls on the natural, and this time he will punish him for his strategy. Shield batteries though are quite charged up, trying to make sure everything's gonna be fine and dandy. Pylon here, and now, oh, another shield battery gonna go online, and that Stalker looking nigh unstoppable in this fight.
I think he needs more gates. He needs more gates, right? But I think he can hold. Like after this, I think after a few stoppers he can hold ramp and just kill this bunker.
Anyway, yeah, Shenanigans hopping around yet again. Shots keeping on coming, and that is going to be the Stalker trying to get on out. Bart in the meantime looking for some targets, and he is gonna be Shenanigans now going for the Banshee Cloak yet again. We are really seeing some trends here in our tournaments. We have basically the Banshee Cloak, we have the Infantry basically being the star of the show for the Terran race, and on the Protoss end, seems like a lot of Stalkers. Stalker is something the Gold Diamond bracket really loving in these games.
Yep. And like I said, this bunker is gonna go down,
Eventually.
and it's gonna be a hold. Now let's see what we're gonna do. Oh, a Stargate.
Bart's
It's a Stargate.
Bart really trying with those shield batteries, and he built a lot of them, honestly. So Shenanigans should be happy that he forced his opponent out to go into such a hole just to defend. Now second base being built here and now by Bart. Shenanigans in the meantime does get his up and running as well. But fear for the side of Shenanigans, he's gonna really struggle to go for a frontal assault. Maybe in behind on the other side of Golden Wall gonna be helpful, but the Stalkers are here and now going for the brawl.
This push is strong. This push is strong. There's no
Yeah.
units. There's only a Banshee.
There is no defense. He needs to get this cloak right now. The Banshee can be effective against these Stalkers, but he needs to make sure that it is safe and sound. Cyclone as well, getting the proper lock on that spell, getting some really consistent damage ongoing. And with the Banshee turning invisible, gonna be looking to get the pot shots. Oh, that Marauder, an absolute hero. He gets in the way, he shoots everyone, slows them down, and he plays the supporting role. Bart could have actually shot down the Marauder real quick. Would have traded out like a one stalker, but he loses one anyway in the first place. And by this point in time, Shenanigans again with that barracks. Will he decide to set it up on the opposing main base? Yes, it is. There you go, already queued up.
Yep. But what's good here for Bart is the Terran's delayed here. The Terran's delayed. Now he has triple nexus, triple expanding with the gold base, so he might be able to get enough mineral to be able to create a sizable army, because the Terran is delayed here. So there's there's not enough barracks yet. There's no double engineering base. There's no stim pack upgrading. It's just it's too long. It's too long for the Terran.
It's not really his time anymore. It's not his time in the sun. But in the meantime, question for Mr. XtinC: when will he participate in foreign tournaments like Aodai Weekly or GPO? Maybe you should. You know, I'm gonna be hosting Aodai this Saturday. It'll be nice to see you there. I know Phoenix already joined, so why not? Why not, right? And it'll be a fun place. Yeah, you should go for it. Yes, great. And yeah, GPO, the currently Duck guys, always really supporting the SCA scene. Happened for a while, honestly. So good on them. In the meantime, though, probes are going down yet again. The Banshee getting some really good damage, and even though that Bart knows that there is cloak coming his way, he still doesn't put any photon cannons on the middle line itself. He has one here, but it's just an easy skirt along. Banshee does go down eventually. But yeah, anyway.
The difference is he has an observer. He has an observer. Like, he's confident enough that he can hold it with just some observer and stalkers. So
seems like that was the case.
Yeah. Trying to get minimal defense to be able to squeeze out more units.
Yeah, here on the right-hand side, it's just, you know, the eastern parts of Golden Wall is just a little too close to home. There's nowhere to hide. There is no place to actually try and be sneaky at it. And at the same time, it's not really on the most bottom side of the corner. There's a little more edge, a little more nudge. You can put something there, sure, but at the same time, there is a lot of safe ground for these ground units. So here in Golden Wall, not really best to go for an air approach in terms of this map geometry. But hey, it's all about the army here. And now for Bart's Stalkers in front, we have one sentry. It's a little sentry that could, but the Stalkers cannot get on through as the siege tanks are in position and Shenanigans defending with his might.
Yep. But the Protoss here is mining so much with his gold base, and +1 is already done for the Protoss. That means he's gonna have an upgrade advantage. At the same time, more money means more units. But can he capitalize this?
Yeah, we'll see how this is gonna go, because Bart's, as you said, having that rich mineral field, such a big advantage on this map. Bart is still ahead, even with all the orbital commands being tossed on over, and he is down on that worker supply, so income really zipping on over here for Bart. And speaking of Bart, wow, Oracles! Wait, that's a unit. I haven't seen this in a while. 10 minutes in though, a little late for the party, but this game, it really feels like it was hampered so heavily in terms of progress due to the shield battery versus proxy barracks shenanigans, as here comes the pulsar beam. Taking one, taking two, taking three, make that four, maybe even five. Looking for a six, there you go. And in the meantime, it's a big attack. Oh, anti-armor connecting onto the Stalkers, and they will get torn apart easily by the guns blazing. But at the same time, that's still a lot of them in front. The Marines still outnumbering, destroying everything in sight, and Bart losing every single bit of his army. Again, the Raven, an absolute clutch unit in this instance. Bart has nothing left in that army supply, and at the same time, as the Nexus that is quite rich in minerals, gonna be low on HP. Health is wealth, and he is looking pretty poor right there. Warpgate still on cooldown, trying to make sure that he can get another cycle on. But Bart, not gonna have much. It's gonna be the
Disruptors.
Dude, it's gonna be, you know what I want to call them? The Tiwala Disruptors. I hope a prayer, and just a big ball of boom. We'll see if it's gonna fly here, and if Bart can get it done.
Let's see if we can defend this because this push is still very strong with one tank, two tanks rather, and a Raven. He needs to have perfect micro and perfect control of his army.
The Scandal comes on now to Bart's.
There comes the
Disruptor! The Disruptor did it, but it will die! Oh my god! I love
He just got-
disruptors. I love disruptors. I love disruptors.
Yeah.
Like on the corner of the cam, the ball comes, and in the meantime, here comes the push on in yet again. Marines climbing up the ramp. This time, the
other one.
collision there. The Marines get in the way. Only the front parts there. And Bart's in the meantime gonna send that Disruptor in just to die yet again. It's highly unfortunate when you go for the all-army command. The Disruptor literally walks into its own deaths. And by this point in time, this is looking really dicey yet again for our Protoss.
Zealots are trapped.
Zealots can't even get through. Really slow warpins from those Stalkers. And look at that, the Stalkers pretending that they're Zealots. They're just marching into the Marine line. GG is called.
GG is called.
Victory.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans is gonna get it.
For
Yeah, even
semifinals.
even compliments there. Shenanigans can move on over to the semifinals. No PvP. It's gonna be TVP yet again, coming in to semifinals number 2. Kudos to both. Enjoying a little conversation. But before we end that one, let's just watch that one again. A quick little replay of that Disruptor. You know, I haven't brought out the replay function as of yet, but that was a moment. That was a moment to watch. As look at that ball connecting, destroying everything under those flyers. Straight and through. Well played there. Shenanigans though with the victory, able to outpower his opponents with numerous convicts and wayward souls as Shenanigans takes a victory using the biocomposition to take it 2-0, moves over to the second semifinals, and he will be facing off against Cat X very shortly, guys. But in the meantime, we'll just show you our results real quick before we wrap things up for this specific match. Shenanigans with 1, make that 2 victories on Simulacrum, and Golden Wall Eternal Empire not even gonna get played. And what can you say about that series, Mr. XtinC? What is up with that?
Yeah, I think it's just pretty much one-sided with Shenanigans taking. At the same time, it's not even close, actually. But Bart has a good sense of trying to expand early on, try to get an economical lead, but he just doesn't have enough units to defend the push. And that's what really killed him.
Yeah, the anti-armor really just turning things around, and all parts of the army just goodbye right there. So that was another round 3 match, Shenanigans versus Barts, and it seems like we are back on track, ladies and gentlemen. Still big apologies for all the technical issues earlier on, as well as the delays due to that, but we can now continue with our ongoing tournaments. Gonna be semi-finals action in just a bit, guys. Stick around, we'll be right back.